Amy Slaton, who is known for her role in the television show 1,000-Pound Sisters, is known to frequently appear alongside her sister Tammy Slaton. However, she has just revealed that she will be pursuing a solo project. The journeys that Amy and Tammy take to lose weight are chronicled in the unscripted show that made its debut in the year 2020. The two sisters are incredibly close to one another and spend all of their time together. They even call themselves Irish twins due to the fact that they were born a year apart, which means that they are 37 and 38 years old respectively. Amy recently made the announcement that she will be attending her first meet and greet on her own, which caused more than a few people to raise their heads. The siblings have always been a package item. Amy began to show an interest in acquiring some independence from Tammy and the rest of her siblings during the 6th season of the television show 1,000-Pound Sisters for Girls. Because she was the youngest member of the family, she had always been treated like a baby who lacked the ability to do anything, and she was sick of it. Additionally, Tammy indicated a desire for greater autonomy and even entertained the idea of leaving Kentucky in order to create a certain amount of separation between herself and her family. At the end of the season, Amy and Tammy had a conversation regarding the contrasts between them. Is it possible that Amy and Tammy are not in a good place just because this is Amy's first solo meet and greet? They were raised in different families, which is the reason why they are much closer to each other despite the fact that they have 3 other siblings. The 3 Slaton siblings, Chris Combs, Amanda Halterman, and Misty Wentworth, are all significantly older than Amy and Tammy despite the fact that the entire family is quite close-knit. Chris Combs is 44 years old, Amanda Halterman is 44 years old, and Misty Wentworth. As youngsters, Amy and Tammy shared a home together, and as adults, they continued to share a home for a considerable amount of time. Tammy's mobility was restricted prior to beginning her mission to lose weight because she weighed more than 600 pounds before she started her adventure. When she needed a great deal of assistance with day-to-day activities, Amy was there to provide it for her. Tammy moved in next door after Amy was married, and she continued to rely on Amy and her husband Michael Halterman for assistance. Amy and Michael Halterman met and married. As a result of the divorce that Amy and Michael went through in 2023, Amy even resided with Tammy for a period of time, accompanied by her 2 sons. Because Amy and Tammy have spent more time together than the majority of sisters will ever experience, their bond is one of a kind on many different levels. Amy and Tammy, who are sisters, lost weight at separate rates, despite the fact that they are quite close. Over 400 pounds was the weight that Amy was carrying when she made her debut on television. Amy underwent bariatric surgery during the first season of 1,000-Pound Sisters in order to achieve her goal of being in a healthy enough state to have children. She then swiftly embarked on a journey toward improving her health and fitness. Rapidly, she shed 125 pounds of weight. As time went on, she was able to fulfill her desire of being a mother by giving birth to 2 sons, namely Gage and Glenn Halterman, who were both in good health. The process of losing weight for Tammy was not as straightforward as Amy's. Tammy had a difficult time getting started on her mission to lose weight in contrast to Amy, who quickly began her journey at the beginning of the first season of 1,000-Pound Sisters. During the first episode, Tammy weighed more than 600 pounds, but she continued to put on weight from then on. After the 3rd season had broadcast, Tammy had reached a weight of more than 700 pounds. After reaching her heaviest weight, she would eventually weigh 725 pounds. Tammy's life was saved when she was admitted to the hospital due to a health emergency. It was necessary for the medical staff to place Tammy in a coma that lasted for a week. She had the realization that she might pass away when she awoke. Following the completion of her treatment for her longtime addiction to food, Tammy underwent bariatric surgery and went on to complete an astounding weight loss of 500 pounds. When the 1,000-Pound Sisters Season 6 star lost so much weight in such a short amount of time, she was left with a lot of loose, extra skin. As a result, Tammy was unable to discover her own self-confidence, which eventually reached a boiling point on a night out with Amy. Amy and Tammy leased a limousine and went out to celebrate their weight loss accomplishments during an episode of the 6th season of the show 1,000 Pound Sisters. The night provided as an instance of how the siblings have found themselves on separate roads over the course of their lives because of the night. Despite the fact that they are quite close, the sisters have been working toward their health and fitness goals at separate rates. The fact that Amy dropped weight more quickly than Tammy indicates that she is further along in her quest overall. In spite of the fact that Amy and Tammy have both voiced a desire for greater autonomy, holding meet and greets by themselves feels like a significant accomplishment. In the course of their extravagant evening out, Amy and Tammy went to dinner together and even attended a racy burlesque class together. The class demonstrated how great the distance between the sisters is on their own trips. Tammy was still uneasy in her own body in contrast to Amy, who was anxious to strip down to her underwear and deliver her best performance in the dancing class. While Amy was having a good time and dancing, Tammy appeared to be making an effort to vanish. In addition to the fact that she was uncomfortable in her own body, Tammy was irritated with Amy since she was so carefree with her own. In all honesty, it was obvious that Tammy was envious of Amy. Fans of 1,000 Pound Sisters, who are accustomed to seeing Amy with Tammy, were taken aback when Amy made an announcement on Instagram, which she uploaded not too long ago. There is a full-length photograph of Amy that appears to be more trim than she has ever been. It is written in her caption, "My very first solo meet and greet. I am looking forward to seeing you there." Despite the fact that Amy and Tammy have voiced a desire for greater autonomy, holding meet and greets by themselves feels like a significant accomplishment. It's possible that there is a problem with the schedule, but it could also signify that the sisters are arguing. Amy and Tammy have frequently engaged in conflict with one another as well as with their other siblings. Miss Slaton and Tammy. At the age of 38, 500 pounds were shed. A. Slaton, Amy, 37.5 years of age, 169 pounds were shed. A. Combs, Chris, 44.0 years of age, 150 pounds were shed. It is Amanda Halterman, 44.0 years of age. She shed 31 pounds. Teresa Slaton Wentworth Misty. At the age of 48, she shed 74 pounds. This is Brittany Combs. At the age of 36, who knows?